Hello, and Merry Humus. So it's Christmas Day today, and the Doctor Who Christmas special, The Snowmen, has just been aired, and I loved it. It really was an amazing episode. It really lived up to my expectations. It didn't disappoint in the slightest. The story began with a very different Doctor to the Doctor that we knew. It was set quite some time after the loss of the Ponds, and the Doctor was seen to have become a very bitter and very reclusive character. He was living in the TARDIS on a cloud, way above everyone else, just sort of watching what was going on below him but not getting involved, and refusing to offer any assistance to the Earth when it ran into problems. It was very clear that the latest loss really had affected him deeply, and he'd really lost the spark that he always has had. However, he then meets Clara. You can see that she really sparks an interest in him right from the onset, although it does take some convincing to actually come to her aid and attempt to save the day. I have to say that I really did love the character of Clara within minutes of her being on the screen. She's very feisty and intelligent and quite mysterious, and you can really see that she would make a very worthy companion for the Doctor. I definitely think she's going to make a brilliant addition to the show. One thing that did quite surprise me was the fact that the whole Clara and Oswin issue was addressed already. I wasn't actually expecting that to come for quite some time yet. It soon became clear that there was some connection when Clara talked about baking soufflés. There was also some repeated lines spoken by Clara that were exact copies of what Oswin had said in Asylum of the Daleks. Although it wasn't clear for some time just what the connection was. Still isn't entirely. However, it seems that it already has been confirmed that she is the same person. And not only that, but she has died twice now that we've seen, and she's come back both times. Which is of course intriguing to say the least. So I'm dying to know a story, just to who she is or even what she is, because let's face it, generally humans don't have the ability to come back from death. Jenna herself did an amazing job, I think. She's very, very talented and very beautiful lady. Matt Smith was fantastic as ever. Really does just get better and better in his role as a Doctor, and it really was a joy to see him coming back to himself and that spark and eccentricity back. There seemed to be quite an instant bond between the Doctor and Clara. Can't say what kind of relationship is going to come of that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that progresses. Not forgetting, of course, the Doctor is still married to River Song. The episode also brought back the Great Intelligence, but this was before the second Doctor encountered them, so this kind of told us the story of how the Great Intelligence came to be. However, the 11th Doctor did simply only say that it rings a bell. I'd love to see if we're going to see any more of them as well coming down the line, because they had some great stories back in the second Doctor era. And then, of course, we have the new console. It's a huge change to the last one, but I have to say it's very impressive. It's a much more cleaner and much more classic design, and it's got a very intense, powerful feel to it. And of course, we also have the new title sequence. And it certainly is something. It has notes to several earlier versions contained within it. It certainly gets your attention. Definitely very old school and nostalgic, and it's highly energetic. I loved it. Quite a bit of humour injected into the episode. Some great lines from Strax, and it had some great other characters too. Great to see Man Ambassador and Jenny back too. Richard E. Grant did a great job as one of the villains. I should probably stop now, because the problem is I could probably go on for hours about this one. All I can say to sum it up is a brilliant episode, one of the best in some time in my opinion, and that's really saying something. It had everything that you could want really from a Christmas Doctor Who adventure. Snowmen were really quite creepy. Sure there'll be a few children having nightmares, but you know, that's what Doctor Who's all about. It's supposed to get you behind the sofa, and if it achieves that, that can only be a great thing. I'm more eager than ever now for the series to get going again. We saw a bit of a preview and it looks like there's some really good storylines coming up, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Next week I'm going to be back with some theories on the Clara stroke Oswin character, and just what a story could be and who she actually is, and also a bit of a deeper look into the Doctor's behaviour during this episode and the effects it's had and may continue to have on him. So I shall see you all then. Hope you're all having a great Christmas, and I shall see you all next week. Goodbye.